Time for New Wellness TV with Dr. Lee. Join your host, the accomplished Dr. Cherilyn Lee, as she welcomes the leading experts in health and well-being as they explore the advancements in natural health, physical fitness, nutrition, integrative medicine, and self-discovery.
Good day, everyone, and I want to thank everyone for joining us for another delightful show. And this show is very, very special to me and dear to my heart because I'm going to be talking about the heart on my end and what I'm going to be providing for this wonderful event that's coming up in December, Natural Health Solutions Expo. Now, the title of the show was Natural Health Solutions, but actually we're highlighting Natural Health Solution Expo. That is December 15th and 16th at the Marriott Hotel. Phenomenal. I'm going to be providing something very special there that's very dear to my heart, but I have here in the studio with me wonderful special guests, and one is so dear to my heart. Actually, they both are, but because I've been knowing Melissa Wells Murphy. I've been knowing her so long, and I want to thank you for being here today.
You're very welcome. I'm so pleased. We've been talking about this for years.
Yes, we have.
Now we've made it happen. Thank you, Cherilyn.
And actually, my second guest is Kelly Brown. And Kelly, you're no stranger to New Wellness TV with Dr. Lee. You're no stranger.
Yes.
And people loved your segment that you did with me. And so I find you as the authoritative person on CBD, which is the cannabinoids and what's happening to us in our body. And for people to know, I'm so happy you have classes. But before we get into all that, I want to thank you again for being here on the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Where's our people applauding?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Okay, so I'm going to start off with Melissa. Natural Health Solutions Expo. I know you two have come together to put on this event. But first, before we get into all of that, I want you to tell people as to who you are and why you have such a passion in healthcare.
Well, I grew up in natural health, for one thing. I was blessed with that, so that was normal. The only time I have ever actually been in the hospital was really just either to visit people or in the emergency room.
Oh, my.
That's
a blessing because most people cannot say that.
That's right. And, early on when I was a baby, in spite of the natural health, my mother was sometimes a little scared, so she'd take me if I had a high fever or something. And my mother would say, that's always the way to get it down, because she said, of course, you take babies and pets in to see a doctor when they're sick, and then miraculously they're fine.
Yes.
But if I was given medication, I always had a horrible reaction, and that was what led me to then go back to emergency.
Exactly.
So from then on, we didn't do anything else, but my grandmother had been taught about herbology from her father. And on that side of the family, I'm 8th generation Californian, and so that side of the family, they came here from Spain.
Okay.
So, long history of natural health. I'm obsessed with the education.
We share that, but that's wonderful.
Yes, I'm obsessed with the education.
Yes, as we both are.
And I have a practice. I practice as a traditional naturopath and an enzyme therapist. I'm a certified nutritional microscopist, so I do blood work. And basically, honestly, it's detective work. It's all detective work.
Yes,
well,
it is.
you know that.
Yes.
So we look at it. We always look to try to find the SOS, the source of stress. But my other main passion is education.
Yes.
And so I've been involved with, helping to provide education to Southern California, actually, through other schools. That's been probably almost 20 years.
Oh, my goodness, 20 years.
So
you look so young.
Well, should we say that's natural health?
Yes, it is.
I am a vegetarian, although I do not advocate that to everybody because most people cannot, nor should they be vegetarians.
Oh, yes, I know.
And a lot of people think that it's a good thing. It's not always a good thing.
No, it isn't.
But I'm also
Can I
blessed.
just tell you something right there? Because I have a very, very dear friend who's probably watching the show, and she is so angry and upset because her relative had cancer, and he was a vegetarian. And I said, just because he was a vegetarian, was it organic vegetables, the GMOs, the pesticide,
Right.
all the things attached to it, and it could not just been the food.
That's right.
So you can't be upset because he was vegetarian, and look what happened to him. There's so many other factors.
Well, many vegetarians are really carbidarians in disguise.
Oh my goodness, don't I know?
Yes.
Because
So
at one point I was vegetarian and I was engaged to a person. He said, "You're one of the largest vegetarians."
oh, that's not a good thing.
Oh, I didn't think about that, But I was so much younger
Right.
and didn't know.
Right.
So when you don't know, when you know better, you
Absolutely.
do better.
Absolutely.
That's what I always say.
Right. But I now have a school. It's the
Yes.
American School of Natural Health Sciences.
Okay.
Kelly Brown is one of my instructors and
Okay.
does incredible classes.
Wonderful.
We teach a lot of other things. You know what? I'll have to have you do a class sometime. That would be
I
great.
knew you were going to say that.
Yes,
It's time.
absolutely. Oh, it
It's
is time. That would be perfect.
Plus, I'll be there for the other ones too. 'Cause
Absolutely.
You just pick up so much more information. You can never learn too much.
No,
it's
it's
always-
all
yeah.
about learning. There's
It's
always something.
always, yes.
That's why the focus of this expo is not just the exhibits. Of course, the exhibits are important.
We're going to still talk about you because then we're going to get deeper into
okay,
the
okay.
expo.
But
yes.
no, education is my passion.
I know
and,
it is. That's how we met,
That's absolutely how we met.
through certified natural health care professionals.
That's right. That's
and
right.
I had all three of my daughters go through the program.
That's correct.
And it was like, let me see which one is going to really like this.
yes.
One could barely sit in the class. The other one, well, oh yeah, I like this, okay. But Siobhan, my youngest, took it a step further. And she
Absolutely.
obtained her master's degree in nutrition because of CNHP.
What a
I
proud,
won-
proud mother for something like that. When
I
this
am
is your
so
passion
thankful.
too.
I
That's
am
great.
so thankful, yes.
And I remember when she was in the class. In fact, I believe the first class, it was Elaine's class. And
It was.
nutrition.
It was.
I know exactly where that was. That was actually in the Hacienda Hotel, and it was
I
in
know
their
where we were,
ballroom
too.
upstairs.
Yes, I remember.
So,
Yes.
yeah, we had incredible instructors then.
And that was before she had children.
Yes, that's right.
Isn't that amazing?
I know.
And her oldest is 18.
Oh my goodness.
17.
Okay.
Yeah. We're dating ourselves.
It's
now.
like how does time just go so fast?
Oh, yes, yes.
But we've been able to provide truly cutting edge information and knowledge. We've been doing Kelly's class for almost 2 years, and now the second part of that, which is the 28 other issues, we've been doing that since January. We debuted that in Las Vegas.
Okay.
So we do classes all over.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have more people because there are people that I've been telling about this event. Thank goodness I have a wonderful person on board who's going to do the PR for the show as we move forward. As you see, our banner had a new look this time.
Yeah, it looks great.
And I'm so happy about that. Actually, it was Siobhan that picked out the logo.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so she has a good eye for different things too. So we're just trying to upgrade and keep bringing things that are going to catch the eye so people will tune in and listen. Because things that are not healthy to the eye or not catchy to the eye,
course.
you're not going to gravitate to it. So, and learning from the CNHP, which is an amazing course. It's funny, I was in Japan this year and I met a OBGYN doctor. And she said, oh, no. She gave me her card and she was a CNHP.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we've had a lot of Japanese in the past.
No, she was African American.
Oh,
But
African.
I met
yes.
her in Japan.
Oh, I see. Met her
Yeah,
in Japan.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. We actually have alumni all over the world.
Yes.
And we have alumni who still come to the classes. In fact, I would say that's most of our base, and that's not one or two people. That's literally there are hundreds of people.
Yeah, and I received many certificates.
Yeah, absolutely, and awards.
And awards
Yes,
as I was in the
absolutely.
program,
Yes.
which was such amazing.
Yes, lifetime achievement. I think you
Yes,
got that a
yes.
couple times.
I got to
yes.
put that on my bio. I don't have that on
You
my
should.
bio. Yeah.
Practitioner of the year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh
That should
my
be in your bio.
goodness. I keep forgetting.
That's right.
Thank you so much for reminding me.
Yeah,
so,
that should be.
and my passion for always being there and bringing so many people that also took the course as well.
You have brought a lot of people into our education, and
Yes.
that's wonderful. I mean, a lot of people that that you knew have come to take classes, and
Mm-hmm.
that's wonderful. But we do such a variety. We do homeopathy, we do gemotherapy,
Yes.
and most people don't even know what gemotherapy is.
Exactly.
It's actually considered cutting edge,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's been around since the '60s, and it has nothing to do with gems or crystals.
And isn't it amazing how they have a new terminology for so many things now?
Yes.
Like functional medicine. We've already been doing this.
Absolutely.
You know, because I do the lab work as well. Yours is a little bit different, and I do more traditional blood work, but I look at it at a functional level.
Yes, blood
So,
chemistry.
Yeah, blood
Yes,
chemistry,
absolutely.
which is so important. And we both attended those classes
Yes.
together as well. But I'm just saying that with everything happening today, complementary, integrative, functional medicine, there's so many names, but on that one umbrella, what is it really? It's all natural.
It's all natural. It's all
It's all
natural health,
natural.
and including kitchen cures. Some people are not ready to take supplements, or they're afraid of them, and possibly it's because doctors have told them or people have warned them.
Well, a lot of doctors have said do not take supplements.
Yes,
But then
absolutely.
sometimes people don't know how to take them.
That's correct.
And all supplements are not created equal.
That's also
That's
right.
the major problem.
Yeah.
So when a person come in and say, "Oh, I've been taking this and I had this reaction," it's like, where did you buy it?
Exactly.
Sometime. I mean, what company? Was it pure? I mean, I think it was Dr. Oz who did a show and showed that a lot of these products didn't have nearly what it said it was
That's
supposed
right.
to be in there. He did
Yes.
an in-depth show on that. So, you know, a lot of times it's what you're taking.
That's correct.
You
People
know-
will take something, and then when you suggest something, they'll say, "Oh, I did that. It didn't work."
Exactly.
But often, what I will do to sort of pull people in is I will share kitchen cures with them, and people love that
I
because
love
there are
that
things that they
too,
can do
yes.
in their home that it's incredible.
Yes.
So, or what I will also try to do is sometimes people don't want to take pills, or they have decided they can't take pills, and
Right.
perhaps they actually can't. Well, there's a lot of things that are liquid, not everything, but then it's basically finding a modality that works for them.
Exactly.
Is it homeopathy? Is it herbs? Everyone I work with is going to get enzyme therapy because I think that's a
You have to,
non-negotiable.
and that's with me as well.
Absolutely, it's a non-negotiable. So you just determine. I mean, maybe there's a little Ayurvedic that's better for them. Maybe it's Chinese medicine. All different kinds
So
of
it's,
things.
it's you tailor a program to meet that person's need. And that's
Absolutely.
what I do.
Absolutely.
We tailor a program because everybody that walk in the door might have the so-called same symptoms or diagnosis, disease, you know, or whatever, but they're not all treated the same because some say, you know, you treated that person over here who had such and such, and they're looking for the same protocol. I said, but you may not need that same protocol, so you need a complete workup.
Right.
And I believe it's imperative that you work a person up first, not just saying based on symptomatology or you need to go take this.
That's right.
And even what our wonderful topic, you know, cardiovascular and cannabinoids and the endocannabinoids, which is so important in the cannabinoid system, you know, to know exactly what's going on with the body. So it's first important to know that. So you are truly an amazing pioneer. And I told people I really rather be known as a healer because that's what people come to my office and they heal. Number one is because I put God first. That's just who I am, and people know that. So when you come, this is what we're going to do. And those who don't believe, they'll sit there and they say, okay, but they don't leave my office without a slight change.
Absolutely.
And it starts to grow.
Just because they saw you, actually, they were blessed.
And not only that, is because they see me. Not because they see me as a practitioner, but they see me knowing that I've been in 2 comas. I've had cardiovascular disease. I had scheduled to have my legs amputated as a child. Pulmonary embolisms. So all these life-threatening conditions, and I'm a grandmother now of 10, feeling great,
Wow.
full of energy, don't have fatigue, and all the other complications that go with heart disease that put me in a coma, along with asthma, and I don't have that from the kitchen. Some of the kitchen,
Right. So the kitchen cures, yes.
yeah, the kitchen cures for the respiratory, because I make a wonderful turmeric latte.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
golden milk,
so
yes.
good,
That's
so
wonderful. It's so
delicious.
great for people.
Yeah, and for the, wanting to know those markers. So I just want to say what you're doing is great. I'm going to give my next guest a chance to kind of tell me who he is and why he's in the business that he's in right now, and his passion. Because yours is such a deep passion as well.
Yeah, well, thank you,
Mr.
Dr.
Kelly
Lee.
Brown. Thank
Well,
you.
everybody has, thank you. Everybody has a story. People in natural health, people who are
Yes.
helping people. And usually it's because something has happened to them or something in their family.
Yes.
And it's something where they've had to deal with it. In my case, I was always interested in health, but I was never practicing it. My uncle, Alan Curtis, who I worked for as an attorney, he was an attorney, I worked for him. He suddenly developed a bone marrow issue. It was a genetic issue, and it was advanced. And he had a choice whether to do the chemo route, which his father had done, which was horrible. His father had been in the Navy, exposed to all kinds of chemicals, and he did not want to do that. So the other alternative was, let's go healthy. So as it happens, we were able to put in touch with a natural health person who was working in a spa we were working in, and he was able to help guide us. I learned a lot from him at the whole process, and then we were actually able to make great progress with my uncle. Of course, we lost him eventually, but
Sorry to hear
saw amazing turnaround, and that led me to want to get more formal education, which is what led me to
And can I just cut
Melissa.
you off while you're saying that? You actually saw him have a better quality of life.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah. And that's what I stress with people is the quality of life.
If he had done
Yes.
chemo, he would have been right in the hospital
Yes,
for 6
with
months.
no quality at all.
Only a 50-50 chance of getting out of there. So,
And
you
always
know,
sick. You
yeah,
know, always
and we
feeling
were
bad.
able to travel. He was able to keep working. I mean,
Oh,
so it was pretty
great.
amazing. And based on that, that really encouraged me to want to develop my interest in natural health to help people and
Yes.
learn more about it for myself and for others. And that's when I went to the Health Freedom Expo in Long Beach. And that's where I met Melissa and CNHP, which led me to my first certification. Now I have a few. I'm also a Czech holistic lifestyle practitioner, and I also am a Loomis digestive health specialist on
Wonderful.
enzymes. And now I've gotten into cannabis research, and I was initially very skeptical, as we all are in natural health, because
Yes.
there's always the next greatest thing
Oh,
we hear
yes.
about. A lot of it's based on hype, and they have a study which kind of shows something. Well, when I got into cannabis, I was very skeptical, but when I dug into the studies, I found there's a huge amount of preclinical studies going on
Oh,
for
yes,
decades. The government
yes.
has been aware it's very useful for cancer, even though they were trying to say it was helped grow cancer. It actually reduces cancer, and the
Exactly.
government knows about it. But also they have patents for cancer, for Alzheimer's, for neuroprotectants. So for me as a history
Yes.
person, I loved getting into that side of it and just broadening my knowledge and finding out cannabis is the world's oldest medicine. It works with our bodies. So it's kind of like the perfect medicine for us. Very few side effects, very natural, replace most drugs. So that's been the thing I've been most passionate about, because
Yes.
when I discovered this, I realized there's nobody teaching this in natural health.
No.
And even though it's been a medicine in California for over 20 years, nobody I knew in my entire network of natural health, and we work with everything, all kinds of herbs and supplements, nobody ever talked about cannabis for
No.
cancer or Alzheimer's or any other diseases or cardio, which it's useful for. So I really decided I needed to put together a course, and I went through all the PubMed studies and collected them. I collected studies of survivors, people who had turned to it in stage 3, stage 4, and healed themselves, and also been able to put all this together, because there's over 20,000 published scientific
Oh, yes, I know.
peer-reviewed articles on cannabinoids and thousands of studies
And I
in
like
all
that
kinds
peer
of areas.
review.
Yes.
People need to really understand.
These are major universities.
Yes,
so,
I want them to understand
White
this is, white papers.
Yeah.
But the listen audience would not understand that. So I want them to
And of
understand.
course, medicine will dismiss these because they're only primarily done preclinical, means they're not done on human subjects in a double-blind randomized placebo. And of course, that's not allowed because of the legal status of cannabis. However, the animals we study have the same endocannabinoid system we do. It's a system in our body, which of a receptor system. We make these compounds, and they
Right.
plug into the receptors, and cannabis does the same thing. But they act upon these animals just like we do. And this system helps to keep our bodies in balance. It's homeostasis. So
Yes.
all the systems talk together. The system was just discovered 30 years ago, and guess what? Most doctors have no idea about it because it just came out 30 years ago. It's not taught in the medical schools mostly, and they don't have any idea that cannabis actually works with this system.
Exactly.
And how effective it is. So
Exactly.
it's been a real eye-opener. It's been amazing. Every day we're learning something new about how it works. And I work with a
Yes.
collective locally where I've seen it actually work on patients for the last few years. So most of our patients are cancer patients. If they follow the protocol, most of them are in remission in a matter of months, and this is from stage 3 and stage 4.
Yeah, because I actually, it was not broadcast and we didn't talk about it a lot, and I didn't see you a lot during that time, but I've been working with the cannabis and the cannabinoids for a long time and taking them myself. So I had a guest on the show because they developed the suppositories. It's the cannabis suppository for people who have had a stroke. But not only that, one for fibroid tumors that was working very well using the suppository. So I've been working with it for a long time, and especially for the hemorrhoids. We see that to clear up really fast. Hypertension, it has been amazing for me to use it even, suppository-wise. And then the next morning, I check the blood pressure, and it's like, wow, okay, this is really good. And then not only that, the insomnia, which we have so many people. So I know I called you because I said I need something now a little bit more because, the body kind of got used to it. And because it's formulated already in the suppository, it isn't like I can, take more of it.
Right.
So
there's different forms.
I want to go to a different form
Yeah.
now.
So the CBD is very effective for anxiety. It helps regulate the heart and blood pressure overall. It's very good. THC does different things, and of course CBD doesn't have the psychoactive effect. So a lot of people like that because of that.
Exactly.
But we can microdose THC in small amounts where it won't get people high, so they
what
can
is
still
it,
function.
0.3 is within the...
That's the legal limit. So the
yeah.
CBD you see on the supermarket shelves and some of the health food stores or in the pet stores or online, that all has coming from hemp, which is a good source now if it's lab tested and pure, organic. But that will
Should
have...
it say certified organic or just
Well,
organic?
it will be certified organic or not.
Yeah.
If they say organic, then it has to have some certification basis for that by
Okay.
law. Of course, we know there are a lot of CBDs on the internet. You have to be careful.
Oh, I
who
tell
you're getting
people
it
that
from.
all the time.
Yeah,
Be very careful with that.
Right.
Because they're not all created equal.
And the
So,
takeaway is
careful.
any CBD you get over the internet or that is available without a prescription or out of a dispensary is going to have some THC in it. Sometimes they can remove more of it, but it will have 0.3% or less THC. So not enough to get you high, but it could deposit in your blood tissue so that if you do have a job where you get drug tested, it could show up in a blood
And you
test.
do
So
not
that has
want
to be
that.
something you have to be
You do
aware of.
not want to lose a job over...
Right. The laws are changing in that, though, and we're seeing some progress in states. Not California yet, but hopefully that should happen soon.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So your involvement and your background is just... And your passion, you could just hear it. And,
Well, I've seen it. I've seen it work miracles. I mean, what
and when you see it work,
science,
that makes a big
modern
difference.
science would say in this case, well, it was a spontaneous remission. No, it was the
But now
cannabinoids.
they're seeing it. This is why now...
Right.
It's a Dr. Allen, retired cardiologist,
Yes.
that has a lot to say about it in a positive
There
manner.
are a number of good cannabis
So
doctors out there.
there's a
beating the
lot
drum.
of good doctors, and matter of fact, there
More
was
all
some,
the time.
Yeah,
If they get exposed to the information and if they're open,
correctly. Yeah,
then we can work. And hopefully, we've had some doctors come to the class, so we want to integrate more of them into this
and you will,
and expose them
because
to it.
and they should, because people are healing so much faster.
Right.
From all different types of conditions. So I'm going to now kind of switch it back to Melissa Wells Murphy. And Melissa, the event that's coming up on December of this month, 2015,
15th and 16th.
2018, because some people will be watching the show next year. And say,
Okay.
yeah. So so I usually
So
don't
then
date shows.
they'll have a year to wait.
And yeah, and so this is
Another show
the
next
first
year.
annual.
Yes, absolutely.
This is the first annual Natural Health Solution Expo. So if you miss this one, you're going to miss a treat. Now, I'm going to ask, you're going to tell me, what is your involvement with the expo?
Well, I'm the director, and then I have co-directors, and basically Kelly is my top co-director. And in fact, in all honesty, I would not be able to have done this without Kelly. He's done incredible
I
work.
know I've been back and forth on the phone with him.
He's done amazing things.
I know he really has. Thank you for your patience too.
Wearing many hats.
Yes.
He's also one of our speakers, one of our featured speakers. So, but Kelly and I work together with the classes, so we're used to working together. Plus, he shares the same passion and drive
Right.
and devotion for this. So, there were 2 other times when I was asked to do this. I had worked on the Health Freedom Expo for 9 years.
I remember.
8 years
Yes.
at the convention center. However, the first year was at the Hacienda. And it really was an amazing show, even for the little tiny thing that it was. But it blossomed into something that was national.
Oh, yes.
And so when I was asked the other times, there was something that was not right. And I thought, you know what, I'm not going to continue with it. And I pulled the plug on it each time. It almost happened this time as well, but I thought, nope, I'm going to make it happen. And it is. So I'm really pleased. We've got great people. We've got great people that I call them, many of them are our legacy exhibitors and
Right.
legacy speakers. They've been with me for a long time. So
And some I
incredible
know.
people.
They're absolutely phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you want to mention some of the topics that you are going to have? Can you remove that headset from hanging right there?
This? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I just see it in the screen.
Some, oh my goodness, it's all over the place. We have a Dr. Jonathan DeMonte. He is coming down from Canada. He is one of the authorized Bowen technique therapists.
Okay.
So he's coming down to speak on this technique, and he will be doing a class for me. He's going to be teaching the Bowen technique. We will start March.
And the Bowen technique is exactly what?
Well, it's a technique that chiropractors and many other practitioners use. You know what? I'm gonna let Dr. DeMonte talk about that. So you're gonna have to come and listen to his speak, or
Well, tell the audience that.
or
what-
buy the flash drives because
Okay.
everything will be filmed.
Oh, wonderful.
So people will be able to.
Are you going to stream anything live?
Possibly, but I'm not sure about that. That will
Okay.
depend on, and Wendy, I have to speak to her about that. But it's a 3-ring circus. So you're not just going into one room. You will be walking around different rooms. You have to choose. And sometimes people will go in and out of rooms.
Yes, they will.
Because there's 2 people speaking that they want to hear, and when they walk out, it's not because they don't like you, it's because they're trying to catch something else.
Oh, yes, I know. I've done that
So we
myself.
have some great things. We have people coming for frequencies. We have one of our alumni who will be there doing acupuncture on site. We have Phil Wilson, Phil is always at any show. He is amazing. He's been doing shows. He does them all over the country, possibly all over the world. And so he'll be there with
Far infrared.
Far infrared.
Far infrared
And,
light therapy.
we will have
Oh,
foot
my,
bath
my
therapy.
dear friend who, I have a crazy picture.
yes.
I'm glad I didn't know that because I might have had Tony put it up on the screen while I was in there and was holding some feet. with my
Okay.
hand.
And
But anyway, it's
actually,
still,
speaking of Tony, we will also have Dr. Tony O'Donnell.
he's my dear friend.
Couldn't have a show without
Exactly.
him. Katie
And Katie.
Norris will be there.
Exactly.
Keith Morey will be there. And Dr. Ellen Tart Jensen.
I don't think I know him.
Dr. Ellen Tart Jensen, she is the daughter-in-law of Bernard Jensen.
Oh, okay, very good.
And
Okay.
so I personally
name.
believe that Ellen is actually the best iridologist on the entire planet, bar none.
You know, not to cut you off, but I really think that as far as UBN is concerned, where I am here, thanks to Tony, I'm also a media, what is my title? Journalist media for UBN, so Universal Broadcasting Network. So I really think that we should have a UBN there with a presence.
Oh, that would be great. That would be wonderful.
Would you like to do that, my dear Tony Sweet?
I will see if Kurt or one of we can.
Yeah,
We'll
because
see
there will
when
be
it happens.
great info.
Yeah,
because
this
we've
is
got,
great to put you on the spot
Yeah.
live,
I know,
huh?
right?
we've got some great workshops. Dr. Bobby Rendon is doing a workshop on injury recall technique. She took this technique from Dr. Wally Schmidt, asked his permission because she had been working on it and expanding it and using it for other purposes. And she uses it for brain health and eye health. And she has had unbelievable results. She had a patient, an older woman that she had been seeing for years and years. The woman had an injury, and then she said, "Oh, by the way, I've been getting these injections into my eye." And Bobby was like, "I never
my
knew about
goodness.
this."
Yeah.
Since the technique that Bobby has done on her, the woman has not needed to have the
What's
injections in
this
her eyes.
would due to glaucoma, closed or open angle glaucoma?
I have no
What was
idea
it?
what the
Okay.
reason was. I don't think it was glaucoma.
Okay.
But no longer, and that was from the treatment from Bobby.
Can you
She'll-
imagine do a technique versus having laser treatment?
Absolutely.
Phenomenal, because I have
Yes.
a friend who had a medical. She had laser, and they actually made a mistake, and she's blind.
That's the
So,
thing that, yes.
Yeah. So this is a technique. I
absolutely.
love this.
Absolutely.
This is a 2-day event.
Yes.
For everyone listening, share this show right now so that people can get all the detailed information about the event that's going to take place December 15th and 16th,
That's right. LAX Marriott.
2018.
All on the lower level. So
Yes.
we've got a lot of really exciting
And
things.
it's going to be wonderful. And then I'll talk about my involvement, but I'll let you guys finish talking.
Yes.
Yes.
But we have a wide variety. We have people. Many people are local because we are California, so we have
Yes.
a lot of people here. We also have Dana Gorman. Dana Gorman is amazing. She is one of our keynote speakers. She will be speaking on autism to Alzheimer's, puzzle to protocol. She is truly phenomenal.
Wonderful.
She's a warrior mother and has been at this for a very long time. She's brilliant. And Dr. John Bergman will be opening the show, and he is
Oh, I know him.
fabulous.
I know
I
him
adore
quite
him.
well. He's been on the show.
Yes, he's great, and
Yes.
so what a great way to
Yeah.
open a show with
Yes.
him.
Yeah.
I think he's wonderful.
Personality
gut-brain
plus.
connection,
Yeah.
too.
Yes,
Personality
yeah,
plus.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Thank you, Kelly. He'll be speaking on the gut-brain connection.
Yes.
So we have such good topics all over the place. I will be speaking on animal health, holistic animal health, as well as sickle cell anemia. We will have Dr. Cherilyn Rowley. She has an organization for that. And we're just basically just about everywhere. We have a woman who grows her own turmeric and other herbs in Costa Rica.
Really? How wonderful.
Huge difference. So she will be there. And
Well, I know I'm going to take that list and have everybody on the show.
Yeah, it's
as well.
yes. Oh, you would yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because people need to know. And the reason for doing a show on New Wellness Healthcare, the reason for doing this is to educate. To educate and let people know there are other alternatives.
Absolutely.
There are so many that you don't have to be sick. And you can have the best quality of life as possible. I mean, I went to bed so early yesterday, then I got up and wanted to share the banner at, I think, 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And someone else was up and said, "Why are you awake?" I said, "I've already slept 7 hours. I feel great." But I'm going to go back to sleep for a few more minutes. But it's just amazing that people please share this show. And please attend. So
Absolutely.
is there
People will
a
be
fee
blown away.
for the event?
Yes, and it's something incredibly reasonable. It's $20, but we do have a
For
flyer
2 days.
No, it's $20 a day.
A day, okay.
However, if you buy both tickets when you come in, or online, you can buy both tickets in one day, and you'll save money. It'll be $30.
Okay.
The workshops are a little more, but this is expensive to put on. The hotel is outrageous.
Oh, believe me, I know.
So
I know.
all of that, but it's going to be really, really good. And the other thing that I'm loving the exhibitors that are awesome. We even have someone who has a CBD product that you wear at night in your mouth. So we've got
You wear at night?
inside.
Okay.
So
So it's not a lozenge or something.
no, and it's a time
It's not
release.
something you're not going to choke on while you're
Nope,
sleeping.
not at
okay.
all. No,
Just
it
need to ask
sticks-
those questions.
Yeah,
okay.
Of course, it sticks to the inside of your mouth and it stays there all night
With a time release.
with a time release.
Okay.
And what I'm loving
Interesting.
is that I'm having a lot of exhibitors contact me and speakers And in fact, I had to tell somebody, I'm sorry, we don't have room. And I actually cut my time in half so we could have some half hours. And we've done that with a couple other people because we have so many people who want to speak. We will also have Spanish speakers.
Wonderful.
And exhibitors who, of course, are bilingual, but we will have some people speaking about natural health in Spanish.
Wonderful.
So we're trying to cover as many bases as we can. There are so many things.
Yes. And I think, you cannot, even if for $20 and for 2 days, $30, this is priceless. For you to go to a workshop and find out the information that can help impact your life, your family's life.
Absolutely.
And can help turn things around.
Yes.
So this is very, very powerful.
And find practitioners that you can work with,
Right.
and things that you can read, things you can take. And also,
ask
what
questions.
a lovely Christmas gift. What a great Christmas gift to give someone. Basically, in
for
many
yourself.
instances.
Yeah, for yourself
Yes,
as well,
but in
too.
some instances, you might be giving a family member the gift of life.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
So, my part, I will be speaking there Saturday from 10 to 11, doing a workshop. And my great passion, so I'm going to be going in detail now. Last week I did do a show on cardiovascular health with a whole PowerPoint. So basically, it's going to be more in detail because with this, I'm going to go through more of showing you some other signs and ways to really stay healthy. So this test, which is the Max Pulse machine, it's a 3-minute evaluation that you can find out in 3 minutes your overall health. And not only just cardio health, vascular health, your autonomic nervous system, whether or not you're in fight or flight. But most people don't understand. If you're in the parasympathetic or sympathetic, if the sympathetic is very high for fight or flight, you're going to have all kind of issues. And there's certain lab work that needs to be tested that I look into closely. Because if your cortisol levels are high, it's going to interfere with everything going on in your body. Absolutely. Cancer, even your phase 1, phase 2 liver detox is controlled by your cortisol levels. So if you're in a sympathetic system constantly all the time, and here we can do this test, you can find out in 3 minutes, just 3 minutes, what's going on in your body.
That's phenomenal. That's outstanding.
Even
Very
your
useful.
plaque level. Yeah. Now, sometimes people will say, well, if you have any plaque, forbid you have a blood clot. But if this is plaque, it's going to show me if you're at level 1, 2, 3, or 4. That plaque level is so important for you to know. Because I'm not going to know where in your body, but from there, if you have problems with maybe this is a carotid artery and you've been telling me you've been dizzy, other things happening, those other things can lead to a heart attack. We want early detection and prevention. Early detection. I'm even finding out now that through research, people who have eczema has been linked to cardiovascular health. So that's really important to know what's going on. So there are some signs. Women have different signs and symptoms than men. Men usually will have pain radiating more down the left side. A woman could have more towards the chest. If you throughout the chest and both arms. But if you have symptoms of cardiovascular, and a lot of times you don't know, you just stand fatigue every day. You're getting lightheaded. And a lot of people call me and say, I'm just tired every day. They don't even notice that they have swelling of their ankles.
Right.
They don't even notice that. Men could have some balling on the back of the crown of the head. Those are some cardiac symptoms as well. So as I'm doing the test on the person, which is 3 minutes, and I'll be there for 2 days doing a test that will probably cost you thousands of dollars because you're looking at vascular health. I'm looking at your heart rhythm, your heart rate. I'm looking at the left ventricle of that heart to make sure that it's functioning properly. I'm looking at a lot in 3 minutes, and especially on the autonomic nervous system. In 3 minutes, I'm covering an awful lot. And I'm looking at you physically. So I'm going to glance down at your ankles and make sure there's no edema. I'm looking at your face and I'm looking around your eyes. So I can do a quick assessment just looking at your face to see what's going on. And all of this for $20.
That's amazing.
For $20. It would cost thousands. And I'll be there for 2 days, from the time the door opened to the time the door closed. Yeah. Usually people have to put me out because I end up having such, people want to know.
Of course.
Because things you don't know can be detrimental to you.
Absolutely. Well, it could be loss of life.
Yeah.
So
And
even if somebody,
detrimental, so.
they might not have a family member that wants to go to the doctor, I bet they could get them to go and sit for 3 minutes.
I've been
to have
doing
the
this
test
for a
done.
while, and I have, after I give it, you're going to have a full report from me.
Wow, that's amazing.
When I finish, you will have everything written out in every area there, from your heart rate, and also if you have arrhythmias. Now, the machine will say artifacts, but artifacts are arrhythmias.
Okay.
You should not, in 3 minutes, have over 6. Now, this machine is FDA approved and was designed by cardiologists. So it's not just some,
It's not a toy, exactly.
not a
It's
toy
real.
at all.
And people will also be able to take it to their doctor.
And that's what people do.
That's fabulous.
And then I work closely with a functional medicine doctor, cardiologist, who is functional medicine, and other holistic cardiologists as well. So we know that, might have to take a step further, and I do, because we do provide, at New Wellness Healthcare, we provide concierge ultrasounds. So if I see something going on and you have a lot of peripheral vascular problems, and maybe you do have some phlebitis or something going on in the extremities, maybe it's not just the heart, maybe it's vascular problem, we can take it a step further and do peripheral vascular tests to see what's going on in your extremities.
That's wonderful.
We can also find out in the carotid, and not just the carotid, but the vertebral. And such my passion is called Beauty Shop Stroke Screening, which we will not be doing at your event because we have this other machine. But if you have plaque in your carotid arteries or in the back of the neck, the vertebral artery, and that plaque is hard, and you're doing yoga where you're doing some strenuous movements, and that plaque is hard, or you even driving and looking over your shoulder really hard, that plaque can break off.
Wow.
And I call it Beauty Shop because you can be in a bowl having your hair washed and going back and forth. This is men and women going back and forth in that bowl. If you have hard plaque, it can break off. When I started this some years ago, it's like a force pushed me out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning and said, start doing Beauty Shop Stroke Screening. And I'm like, why would I want to do that? So I Googled, and guess who just had a show on women and stroke? It was Dr. Oz and Dr. Gupta.
Wow.
And I'm like, great. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let me go.
There's more awareness. That's wonderful.
Yeah, he had a 2-week. It was so in-depth, it was 2 weeks. So this is happening to women in their 20s. So more people are dying from stroke than there are women from a stroke than breast cancer. That's why my passion is both, because I also do the breast cancer screening in my office, too, with a CRT machine. So if you want to know more about that, you can go to the website. But it's a wonderful device, no radiation, no squeezing of the breast. And I want to say also, which is really important, that this 3-minute test, there's no needles. Most people know I do IVs, and they kind of know I deal with needles. There's no needles, no pain, no squeezing. It is very non-invasive test, so which is amazing. So I'm so happy to be part of your first annual Natural Solution Expo.
Well, thank you. We could not have it without you there. That's your fixture here. So that's fabulous.
So I'm going to be
wonderful.
working with you guys on so many levels, and especially what you're doing with the teaching of the cannabinoids. More people need to know, because people don't have to suffer. I'm so relaxed and I feel so good because I just had some of yours this morning.
That's right.
Even though I had mine last night, but I tried yours today, which was very good with a little lavender in it.
A little lavender and peppermint oil.
And I know people can see it in my face. Don't I look more alert and lively?
Yeah.
No, but I feel good, and I'm truly blessed and honored to be here. But I'm so honored to have the 2 people I have on my show today, because they are truly hardworking labors of love. And I know Melissa has worked so hard without making the money she needs to make, but she has this passion. She will go to your home. She has gone to her patients' homes to take care of them as well.
Yes, and I practice as a concierge practitioner.
Yeah, I've been one for years.
Yes,
yeah.
I was. I had 2 offices, and then when we discovered that my mother-in-law had dementia, that was 8 years ago. I thought, I have an idea. This is not going to be a good idea for me to do this. And I had not worked with dementia before. and it was what I needed to do. So I became a concierge practitioner, and frankly, I don't think I want to go back. I love this. I love what I do, and it's great.
Oh, yeah. I love it, too. I was kind of forced into it after I was in an area where they're going to put the stadium, and so they went up $1,000 or more my rent.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, how could you get a notice that you're going up $1,000 more? I'm like, I can't handle all
Right.
that. You know, I'm by myself over here. So anyway, I said, okay, I had to close down. So I went home, and I laid down across the bed, my arms stretched out, and just fell on the bed and said, okay, God, what am I supposed to do now? No, you sent me back from this coma in 92. What am I supposed to do? And this voice said, you're going to provide concierge services. So I started that up. I had a radio show at the time. I announced it on the show, and I had patients from Palm Springs to Santa Barbara to San Francisco and all in between. I even had a patient on Skid Row.
Wow.
I had a police pull me over when I was on Skid Row and said, we've seen you before. Are you lost? I said, no, I have a patient. And they said, down here? I said, of course. I treat people from Bel Air, Beverly Hills to everywhere. We're all God's children. We're all special human beings. So I'm not going to treat you one way and this person one way. No, I treat everybody the same.
Well, if someone is in need and receptive,
Exactly.
then they're a candidate.
Exactly.
So that's
and
great.
so this is what we do. This is what I do.
Yes.
This is what you do. This is what Kelly Brown, this is what he does too. Because the other person who was on the show, her name was Kelly. It was a female Kelly. So I always want to say Kelly Brown. Yes. So, you know, I'm so excited. And again, I want everybody to, you know, take a look at the website, look at the lineup, which is really amazing. I'll be there for 2 days providing the vascular and metabolic and autonomic nervous system screening, which is 3 minutes, non-invasive, which is amazing. So I want you know, every time I go and do this, the lines get very, very long. I was in Chicago doing this with an organization called they have the Pink, they're going to get me, the Pink Rush. Oh my goodness, the Pink Rush. And I'm so proud of them and what they're doing, the Pink Rush. And so when I did my PowerPoint presentation, before I can get off the stage, almost 300 people had lined up.
Oh, my goodness.
To have the test done. So I want to say that please, you know, come early, 3 minutes, you're in and out, but you're going to leave with information, not me just showing you on a screen from the computer, from your test, but you're going to leave with information and the results. That's what's important. You can do everything else, but you don't leave with results. You're not going to remember all that. So you will leave with something in your hand. So my workshop is going to cover that and cover the cannabinoid and how that helps with, because that's what I'm taking. My coma, both times, had to do with asthma and cardiovascular. So it was easy for me to run a blood pressure of 220 or 260 over 180. It was very easy. Yeah. It's amazing. The only reason why I probably didn't have a stroke is because I was on other supplements. But I was under extreme stress, you know, after the divorce and other stuff and losing the business in 92, the civil unrest. There was a lot of stuff going on, you know. So, you know, we have to be very careful under stress. And I tell people, too, with the heart, and if you're going through a breakup, problems on your job, losing your job, a loss of a loved one, you need to be on CBD, because broken heart syndrome is just as deadly as anything else. That broken heart syndrome can really bother you. And I tell people, you might want to just carry it with you. Just have a bottle in the car with you, because you could witness a car accident that becomes so traumatic. You don't know what that'll do to your internal body, because that's such a shock to the system.
Yeah, that will affect you.
Yeah, so to have the CBD, acute rescue, or something always on you, you know, so that you can quickly do the drops, save yourself, because you can quickly go into an attack. Arguing with people, don't do it. Arguing with people, I worked in the emergency room. We had so many people who presented arguing with their children, arguing with a parent, arguing with a boss at work. You know, keep this on you, but basically take some deep breath and pull away until you can calm down. Find some other sources. Deep breathing exercises are very good for the cardiovascular health. Now, I was just informed that we have 3 minutes. So what I want to do is give each one of you a minute and look into the camera like you're looking into that person's eyes. What do you want to leave them? We'll start with you, Kelly.
Okay. Well, just want everybody to please come to the show because there'll be something for everybody there. I'm speaking about the ABCs of CBD, THC, BCP, which is a terpene in cannabis oil, how it can be used for cancer in 28 different conditions.
Wonderful.
That's going to be on Saturday at 11, and then I'm doing a workshop Sunday from 3 to 5, which will be more hands-on for people who really want to get to know how to use it, how to work with it, how to get it, and answer all the questions. And, of course, I'll always consult with people after that. And I'm going to do a short talk on Sunday about health breakthroughs, including stem cell therapy, cannabinoids, and UV light therapies from the sun and blocking blue light, which is really harmful. So we have Troy Casey, the certified health nut. He's awesome. He's going to talk about surviving the urban stress, the urban jungle.
Okay.
He's 52 years old. He looks like he's 30. He's ripped at 50.
Oh, my goodness.
He's amazing. We have Ron Frank, homeopathist, who's been practicing 26 years. Geronimo Rubio, Dr. Rubio is going to talk on stem cells and immunotherapy. So I'm looking forward to learning a lot there, and I hope everybody will come because it will be a great show.
Wonderful. Okay, less than a minute now.
Okay. Tom Van Dyke as well, who I know you work with.
Yeah,
and
he was with me yesterday in the clinic.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So he will be there talking about some of the tests that people will be they'll be able to get that through you. But I'm just going to read just very quickly.
So you have less than a minute. Okay.
Aromatherapy, essential oils, dementia protocols, detoxification, digestion, EMF, enzyme therapy, frequencies, heliotherapy, which is sunlight therapy, herbalism, holistic health education, holistic pet care, iridology, medical cannabis, neoplasm protocols, nutrition, digestion, diet, supplementation, Rayid iridology, which is the personality, which is amazing, reflexology, sickle cell anemia protocols, stem cell therapy, traditional naturopathy, Tai Chi, Qigong, and vaccines. And we will have a truly amazing, we will be ending with a bang. We're ending with a vaccine panel.
Okay.
So people will know how to what to do if they have to get it, how to mitigate it. Is there something they can do? How they can legally avoid it?
Yes.
Everything about that. So we're ending on a big note. So we're
and
real
I work
excited.
closely with a holistic pediatrician.
Wonderful.
It was phenomenal. So
excellent.
Pulling all this together and having all this knowledge in 2 days. 2 days. I know people are going to go between rooms because you're just too packed. You can't do that to someone. That's not nice.
But they can get it all on a flash drive.
But they can buy it on a flash drive, so that's the other thing.
And they'll
It'll
get
be
to meet
reusable.
and talk to the people afterwards at the
I love
tables
that,
and
the
get
flash
more
drive, yeah. Yes.
in-depth information.
So it's more
It's
fun.
no
They
more
can get it right there.
CDs anymore.
It takes longer and it's more expensive. So this way, people can get it right there and quickly.
Yes, I love it.
So if they have to miss somebody, they won't have to miss them.
Yes. So keep in mind that my workshop is Saturday at 10 a.m. And coming to the workshop before your test is really important because then you're going to understand the complete dynamic of this 3-minute test by showing up at the workshop. So I'm going to look for you there at 10 o'clock in the morning, December 15th at the Marriott Hotel. And I just am excited to be part of a movement with two people who are passionate and not just money driven. You're patient and people driven, and healers driven, not money driven. So it makes a big difference when you go, because when you walk into this event, you're going to feel, because I know a lot of the people who are going to be there, you're going to feel the care from the people, and not that I'm trying to push something down your throat, sell you some product. You're not going to feel that because I know who the people are. And I know the people at the top, and I know they're not going to bring people in like that.
Right.
So this is very powerful. So please, 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 please be there and share this show with all of your friends because there's so many friends and family. There's so many things happening that we don't have to suffer. And your pets don't have to suffer. So that would be Melissa. Is going to be dealing with pet therapy. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. And as I always end the show, what do I say? So, repeat after me. I am.
I am.
I am.
And this is taken into yourself, that I am. So grateful
So grateful
that I am
That I am.
a magnet
A
a
magnet.
magnet
for miracles.
for
For
miracles.
miracles.
And then on that note, this is why we're together, because the magnet for miracles, and it feels like a magnet of just truth coming together. So hug yourself, hug someone else, love yourself unconditionally, love yourself on purpose. Have a blessed day.
Join us every Wednesday live at 11 a.m. for New Wellness TV with Dr. Lee. Remember, healthy mind, healthy body. It's time for New Wellness TV with Dr. Lee. Join your host, the accomplished Dr. Cherilyn Lee, as she welcomes the leading experts in health and well-being as they explore the advancements in natural health, physical fitness, nutrition, integrative medicine, and self-discovery.
Good day, everyone, and I want to thank everyone for joining us for another delightful show. And this show is very, very special to me and dear to my heart because I'm going to be talking about the heart on my end and what I'm going to be providing for this wonderful event that's coming up in December, Natural Health Solutions Expo. Now, the title of the show was Natural Health Solutions, but actually we're highlighting Natural Health Solution Expo. That is December 15th and 16th at the Marriott Hotel. Phenomenal. I'm going to be providing something very special there that's very dear to my heart, but I have here in the studio with me wonderful special guests, and one is so dear to my heart. Actually, they both are, but because I've been knowing Melissa Wells Murphy. I've been knowing her so long, and I want to thank you for being here today.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you so
I'm
much.
so pleased. We've been talking about this for years.
Yes, we have.
Now we've made it happen. Thank you, Cherilyn.
And actually, my second guest is Kelly Brown. And Kelly, you're no stranger to New Wellness TV with Dr. Lee. You're no stranger.
Yes.
And people loved your segment that you did with me. Yeah. And so I find you as the authoritative person on CBD, which is the cannabinoids and what's happening to us in our body. And for people to know, I'm so happy you have classes. But before we get into all that, I want to thank you again for being here on the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Where's our people applauding?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to start off with Melissa. Natural Health Solutions Expo. I know you two have come together to put on this event. But first, before we get into all of that, I want you to tell people as to who you are and why you have such a passion in healthcare.
Well, I grew up in natural health, for one
Okay.
thing. I was blessed with that, so that was normal. The only time I have ever actually been in the hospital was really just either to visit people or in the emergency room.
Oh, my.
That's
That's a blessing because most people cannot say that.
That's right. And, early on when I was a baby, in spite of the natural health, my mother was sometimes a little scared, so she'd take me if I had a high fever or something. And my mother would say, that's always the way to get it down, because she said, of course, you take babies and pets in to see a doctor when they're sick, and then miraculously they're fine.
Yes.
But if I was given medication, I always had a horrible reaction, and that was what led me to then go back to emergency.
Exactly.
So from then on, we didn't do anything else, but my grandmother had been taught about herbology from her father. And on that side of the family, I'm 8th generation Californian, and so that side of the family, they came here from Spain.
Okay.
So, long history of natural health. I'm obsessed with the education.
We share that, but that's wonderful.
Yes, I'm obsessed with the education.
Yes, as we both are.
And I have a practice. I practice as a traditional naturopath and an enzyme therapist. I'm a certified nutritional microscopist, so I do blood work. And basically, honestly, it's detective work. It's all detective work.
Yes,
well,
it
you
is.
know that.
Yes.
So we look at it. We always look to try to find the SOS, the source of stress. But my other main passion is education.
Yes.
And so I've been involved with, helping to provide education to Southern California, actually, through other schools. That's been probably almost 20 years.
Oh my goodness, 20
And
years.
so
You look so young.
Well, should we say that's natural health?
Yes, it is.
I
It
am
certainly
I
is.
am a vegetarian, although I do not advocate that to everybody because most people cannot, nor should they be
Oh,
vegetarians.
yes, I know.
And a lot of people think that it's a good thing. It's not always a good thing.
No, it isn't.
But I'm also
Can I
blessed.
just tell you something right there? Because I have a very, very dear friend who's probably watching the show, and she is so angry and upset because her relative had cancer, and he was a vegetarian. And I said, just because he was a vegetarian, was it organic vegetables, the GMOs, the pesticide,
Right.
all the things attached to it, and it could not just been the food.
That's right.
So you can't be upset because he was vegetarian, and look what happened to him. There's so many other factors.
Well, many vegetarians are really carbidarians in disguise.
Oh my goodness, don't I know?
Yes.
Because
So
at one point I was vegetarian and I was engaged to a person. He said, "You're one of the largest vegetarians."
that's not a good thing.
Oh, I didn't think about that, But I was so much younger
Right.
and didn't know.
Right.
So when you don't know, when you know better, you
Absolutely.
do better.
Absolutely.
That's what I always say.
Right. But I now have a school. It's
Yes.
the American School of Natural Health Sciences.
Okay.
Kelly Brown is one of my instructors and
Okay.
does incredible classes.
Wonderful.
We teach a lot of other things. You know what? I'll have to have you do a class sometime. That would be
I
great.
knew you were going to say that.
Yes,
It's time.
absolutely. Oh, it
It's
is time. That would be perfect.
Plus, I'll be there for the other ones too. 'Cause
Absolutely.
You just pick up so much more information. You can never learn too much.
No, it's all about learning. There's always something.
always, yes.
That's why the focus of this expo is not just the exhibits. Of course, the exhibits are important.
We're going to still talk about you because then we're going to get deeper into
okay,
the
okay.
expo.
But
yes.
no, education is my passion.
I know
and,
it is. That's how we met,
That's absolutely how we met.
through certified natural health care professionals.
That's right. That's
and
right.
I had all three of my daughters go through the program.
That's correct.
And it was like, let me see which one is going to really like this.
Yes.
One could barely sit in the class. The other one, well, oh, yeah, I like this, okay. But Siobhan, my youngest, took it a step further.
Absolutely.
And she obtained her master's degree in nutrition because of CNHP.
What a
So
proud mother for something like that. When
I
this
am
is your
so
passion
thankful.
too.
I
That's
am
great.
so thankful, yes.
And I remember when she was in the class. In fact, I believe the first class, it was Elaine's class. And
It was.
nutrition.
It was.
I know exactly where that was. That was actually in the Hacienda Hotel, and it was
I
in
know
their
where we were,
ballroom.
too.